Rizal the Traveler. According to his quote, travel is a caprice in childhood, a passion in youth, a necessity in manhood, an elegy in old age. Jose Rizal is said to be the most traveled Filipino hero in history. The travel and adventure of Jose Rizal are an important surface of his education and mission for the Philippines. Because of his broad knowledge of different cultures he learned from his journey, it became his inspiration for reform.
When Rizal was a child, his first teacher was Rizal. She was his mother, and she was the one who discovered the talent of Rizal for poetry and encouraged him to make a poem. She was the type of teacher who was compassionate, sensitive, and dedicated in teaching Rizal. During that time, Rizal had three tutors, Maestro Celestino, Maestro Lucas, and Maestro Leon Monroy. In 1869, Rizal went to Binyan to study together with his brother Pasiano, and he was tutored by Maestro Justiniano, wherein he excelled and defeated the Binyan boys in subjects such as Spanish, Latin, and many others.
Rizal is certain about his goals. He traveled to Spain immediately right after finishing his studies at Santo Tomas, mainly for two reasons: to finish his ophthalmology specialization and to prepare himself to fight for Philippine independence. He used the name Jose Mercado to avoid detection and suspicion from Spanish authorities and friars, and before arriving at Spain, he boarded the ship from Philippines to Singapore first, stayed at La Paz Hotel, then left on May 11, 1882 to board the ship for Denmark.
On May 7 to 11, 1882, Jose Rizal traveled from Singapore to Ceylon. He first reached the Point Gale, a seaport in southern Ceylon, and defined it as picturesque but lonely town. After that, he went to Colombo to get references in learning the French language and described the place as an elegant town compared to Manila. And on May 7 to June 11, 1882, he then traveled from Ceylon to Italy. He was amused when the first time he saw camels in Aden. After that, he traveled in Suez Canal, a route from Asia to Europe, then docked in port again. Jose then arrived in Naples, Italy, which according to him is a place of panoramic beauty.
Jose Rizal traveled from Italy to France on June 11 to June 12, 1882, wherein he visited a famous landmark in Count of Monte Cristo. After that, he visited Barcelona, wherein he created articles for Diario Tagalog, in which he used the pen name Laong Laan. After that, he went to Madrid. During his summer vacation on Madrid, he went to visit Paris, wherein he called it as the costliest city in the world. He also joined the Masonic Lodge in order to secure their aid against his fight with the Spaniards.
After he finished his degree at the University of Santo Tomas, he came to the realization that pursuing further studies abroad will be much better. Jose pursued his medical course and finished also the course which was decided by his father.
Jose Rizal travels in 1885 to 1887 from France to Germany. After graduating in Madrid, he went to Paris to practice ophthalmology, where he became an assistant ophthalmologist for Dr. Louis D. Wecker. On February 3, 1886, Jose arrived in Heidelberg and left on August 9, 1886, and arrived in Leipzig in August 16, 1886. Jose stayed in Berlin to enhance his knowledge about ophthalmology, to observe Germany, and to publish his novel Malame Tangere.
After staying for 5 years in Europe, Jose Rizal remained at the heart of the Filipino and returned to Philippines in the year 1887. Because of the publication of the Noli Me Tangere and the uproar it caused among the friars, Rizal was warned by his brothers and friends to return home. The reason behind of returning is to operate on his mother's eyes, serve his people oppressed by the Spaniards, to find out how Noli affected the Filipinos and Spaniards in Philippines, and to inquire why Leonardo Rivera remained silent. Because of his dedication to pursue his further studies abroad, he went to Hong Kong and Macau on the 3rd day of February, year 1888 for his second travel in abroad.
One time Rizal was forced to leave the country because he is being chained by most powerful people. He then boarded the ship Zafiro and went to Hong Kong. There he stayed at Victoria Hotel, welcomed by Filipino community, and he defined his country as small but very clean city. After that, he flew to US, where the great country was neared by racial prejudice, for he saw the discriminatory treatment of white Americans. Rizal was a man of truth. He wrote what he had experienced.
Jose Rizal traveled in England in May 1888. He chose to stay in London, England because he wants to improve his knowledge of the English language, to study and imitate Antonio de Morgas, Sucesos de las Islas Filipinas, and London was a safe place for him to carry out his fight against Spanish tyranny.
He reached Queenstown in Ireland in May 24, 1888.
From there, he embarked on a ferry boat going to Liverpool, England, which he spent the night in Adelphi Hotel. On September 1888, Rizal went to Paris for a short one-week visit. He visited Paris to gather more information for his historical researches at the National Library of France.